Okay, we're back. Another one from directly after the last one. We have the engine and shit covered up. We have a fender off, a bumper on, and a fender over here. We got a little setup because we're going to start doing body work now. All of the parts and shit that is needed to get it to start costs more money, and I got to save because I'm financially responsible. So, in the meantime, I have sandpaper, I have a sander, and I have a car that needs to get sanded. So we're going to start body work. I'm going to start with this fender, the one that I already put back together. We're just going to go body piece by body piece. Fender, bumpers, headlight covers, door, all that. Piece by piece, sanding it down and getting it ready to get painted. What's up, we back. So it's kind of been a while because I've been sanding, but what you can see, there's just a little different. So FD was getting wet outside, so needed to move some shit around. The sim stuff is all gone, that's all back inside, but the FD's in here now because our fix there is still a little boo-boo. You can see some light right there. So, and this. So our first fix was not good enough, but we learned. I'm gonna do it again. So the plan for this, take this, move this. See this guy? Okay, so actually, look. I'm sure you could see in there. Let me get my light. Yeah. So you see that? That's rusty shit. That's down bad. Okay. And then right there, it's also down bad. And then right there, that's also down bad. So you see how I was looking through these holes, right? These holes are in this panel right here that goes all along here. So my plan for this is going to be drill these spot welds out and remove this so I can get a better view of this, and I can like clean it out way better, put patch panels in there and make it like an actual good fix. And you see this hole, that fucking terrible hole right there, that terribleness right there. So it's down bad. We need to fix that. And we're gonna remove that panel to do so. For me right now, I'm going to get my drill because I have an actual drill now. Ooh, check this out. So also toolbox isn't in here anymore, right? So come through here. Tires are outside. Toolbox is in here. The light in here sucks. It might look like ass on video, but we're getting there, okay? These are yellow. We're gonna change up, okay? But we got like working space. We tried these headers, didn't work, so don't get excited. Harness shit for the FD, just all over the place. So everything is new, everything has more space. So I'm going to get myself situated to get ready to take that off and see what's behind, because it might be pretty rough. Okay, so another thing to note, I changed the settings on the camera to hopefully fix with like the bars and stuff that are in like the time lapses and stuff because of like the lights being different color. So I'm figuring it out. I mean, this is like a new GoPro. It should work good because other people have good looking footage. It's just, I'm kind of dumb with this like camera stuff. So just bear with me. You can see the picture of what I'm doing. So we'll get there. The sick new gun. Stepdad gave this to me. Shout out to Kane. We're gonna hopefully shoot. Yeah, we're just gonna take this guy. It's a little small, but we'll be able to see what we're working with. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. This is why we took this off. God. Okay, so basically, you guys better enjoy this because I'm just exposing myself really bad. FD, RX7, you know, crazy, cool, nice stuff, whatever. My car is just rusting away. So, it seems as though, well, it was wrecked before. There's some damage and stuff. This whole corner here was replaced, fixed that. That's great. There was some damage back here, like in that area, and then back here's a little wonky. The caster's off on this side, but that's kind of like, it's a 30-year-old Japanese car. It's going to be wrecked. And my thing is, I just want to make sure that the rust is gone. So like me just driving it, it's not going to just like, I'm not going to all of a sudden see a hole in my floor. You know what I'm saying? So trying to keep that. So if I would have just left that panel on and like just used the repair that I did before, it would have worked, but I eventually would have had a hole from the inside of my car to the outside of my car in multiple spots. So that's not good. So right now, the goal is going to be, at the moment, because I haven't even like slept on it or thought about it all that yet, goal one, clean up this right here, this like dent, clean this little shape up right here, make this look nice, okay? Weld in little spots, grind it down, make it look good. Boom, that's like one little area looking solid. This area up here is actually pretty good. Wire wheel, grind it down smooth again. That's good to get things tack welded back to it. Fantastic, right? And then over here, same thing. Over here looks good. I'm gonna grind this down to see how far that rust goes. And it doesn't seem to be going like too far. It's just like surface stuff. So we're gonna scrub it down, get it as clean as possible. And then most importantly, I'm going to get like a rust stopper. Something, it's like a spray or a coating that like stops the continuation of rust or like the reaction or whatever it's called. Scrub it down, put that on there. Coat everything before I weld it, because that's where I made a mistake before too. Got to use like a weld through primer or something. I've never really done a repair like this. A repair is a repair, big, small, whatever, but I just need to know like the proper, make it last, because like a drift car, you're just welding it back together and it doesn't really matter because you're going to break it again and you're going to be fixing it all the time. For this car, it's going to be just, I'm going to fix it this one time, paint it, make it look nice, and then just drive it for a long time. So, got to make these welds and these repairs last. Speaking of, lastly, this piece right here is kind of all butchered. I think the goal for now, what I'm thinking, remove this piece because it's a brace. It's not, I will add another one back in. So I'll remove that. That'll give me this whole piece here like open, right? I'm gonna cut off, grind down to where it's clean back here, because back there is pretty clean. Grind all this like flat, get this little piece off, like this little flange here. Get that off, make that look nice. And then I'm gonna make my own new panel that'll like be this piece. It'll cover this piece, and then this height will be okay. And then we'll do a patch in like this little section right here. And then that should be everything that we need to do. Yeah, all the rust will be cut out and replaced with something new. And all the stuff that was rusty, like this, and this, will have a rust prevention coat, and it should be good. We got some things done while you were not watching because I just needed to grind, you know. So first things first, push you up right here. So what I did was I took this piece here, this whole little panel, I drilled out all the spot welds, I went in here and I cut out all the rust, and I put a new panel in there. I put the like rust conversion like rust stop spray in there, so everything in here is like completely fixed up. You just have to like seam seal around the edges. Everything on here looks nice. This is all just like seam seal. All this seam seal, seam seal, seam seal. It's like rubber got hot from welding, so I gotta like grind all this stuff down. This is like stuff that also I did like in the past, but it just ends up not looking good. So like this right here, that's all seam seal that I like put in here and then like wiped to make it look flat. Now it just looks like all the edges are like rusted out. This is rusty, but that's not. So we took out some of the pinch weld here because we just welded our pieces together. Same thing with the piece on the inside. All this is welded in here. So we're just gonna eventually like grind this smooth, put some body fill on there and make it look nice. But technically this corner that had rust in it is now stronger than that corner because there's thicker metal and it's welded all the way through rather than just pinch welds and tack welds and stuff. And for the inside, same kind of deal. Everything is nice and fixed in here. New panel, everything looks good. Just have to seam seal. So FD's looking nice. Now we're just waiting for our engine. My engine builder guy, Kurt, his son is having some medical problems, so it's taking a little longer than anticipated. It's kind of boo-boo, but at the same time, he's going through worse stuff than me, so kind of gotta deal with it as it is. But this car is pretty much ready to just be painted and reassembled, which is good because we're not doing an engine swap, have the parts for everything. So we're just gonna start working on this. We have the harness on, all that like labeled out, laid out where it needs to be. We just need to start asking some questions to some people for some of the wiring stuff, and then we're good with that. But the coolest thing so far is I was able to get my sway bar on. So once my sway bar is bolted up, it's not close to the rack, it's not close to the oil pan. I have my links and stuff all on there. So I'll be able to run a sway bar so my steering will feel a lot better. I was not able to run one before because of the double sump oil pan. It went over the rack and would hit super bad. So able to run that, which is cool. And then ordered some parts last night. So this video is going to be a couple days long. So that's that. For today, we're just going to look over a couple things, figure out what we can tidy up, what we can finish, what we can start, and see where it goes. All right, so we got this looking like an FD again. Nice, just for visual pleasure. Super sick. So we got the harness on this thing. I'm gonna try to mount this right here so it's like out of the way of where the exhaust is gonna be and all that stuff. So I gotta find some self-taps. So find self-taps and mount this thing. Solid. All right, so we kind of threw some of the things that I have laying around on there. Got the alternator bracket on there. It also is a power steering bracket, but we're not running that power steering pump because I have my Volvo one. So we might end up cutting the bottom of that off. But we got that on. The alternator's on there. This thing, I'm trying to figure out what this does, but we'll get to that. The coil pack bracket thing is on there, just mounted. Same thing with that side. Coil pack bracket is mounted. So this wire, or this thing, bolts onto there. This runs to the alternator, that like where it was for sure. This guy down here runs all the way under, and it looks like it goes to the starter. Like that makes sense. So I'd run like my battery cable to the starter, and then this cable from the starter to this thing, and then you get your power to your alternator, blah 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 blah. Cool. But if that's the case, what the hell are these for? Like, does it go, would it go to like the battery, like in the truck? Like, I just don't really understand where it might be that. But so if this goes to the battery, then like what does this do? Like this guy do? I really don't know. So I reached out to the guy I got the engine from that did the harness stuff and asked him how that's all gonna go. So hopefully that'll get figured out soon. But that's kind of what it's looking like. It's pretty large. Everything is gonna be like out of the hood, but that's okay. So, oh, another thing. I don't really know where these gotta go. These either gotta go ground to the firewall or ground to the block. The dude said something like they need to be grounded to either one of those places, or because it's important. So I just can't remember which one of those places he said. So got engine in here. Harness is like connected for the most part. Most of the brackets and stuff are figured out. Just got to figure out that. I got to get a different throttle cable so I can reach over here to open this throttle up. So yeah, some progress. Got the FD looking nice. It's so cool just to look over and see it looking nice like that again. But yeah, waiting for the guy that I got the stuff from to reply to me so I can figure out where it goes, and then waiting for parts. So I want to put this down for a while till I get my parts. For me, a long time. For you, right now. Okay, so if you motherfuckers think that your neighbor's cool, they're not. They're not. Mine's the best. So my neighbor guy, this guy right over there, with all the cool whips, he came over, helped me figure out some of the wiring stuff. Got this cut out, added some stuff in there so we don't get electrocuted. So that's all figured out. That does go to the starter. Those go to the back of the head. Perfect. Got that figured out. Got that wiring stuff figured out. All the wiring stuff is not figured out. Perfection. But he came over and he's like, dude, so I already mixed you a gallon of the stuff that you wanted to paint your car. And I was like, dude, bet. Okay. So I'm waiting for parts. Parts are going to be here like next week after. While we're doing that, we're switching gears from assembling and figuring everything out, because now we have everything figured out, to clearing this off so we can use this cover to cover the engine and to like really step up body work, because he already has like paint, so it's time. So I'm gonna start clearing this off, cover up the engine bay because we're not painting that, and then start big time prepping for paint. Sick. All right, so it's been a little while. This is where we're at. We got all this stuff over here. Got a door getting sanded. Got most of this stuff sanded. All of like these jams and all that. I gotta still get back here. That's boo-boo. Took this off, so that's needing to stay there. Got this door done, sanded on the inside and the outside. This jam is done. Everything looks good there. And then I just have to get a grinder wheel and do the inside of this, because that's terrible. I'm not going to do that with sandpaper. And yeah, this door's going to take a while. So it's pretty late tonight, so I'm going to go in right now and come back tomorrow and get to sanding. Okay, quick check-in. So back another day, more sanding. So still need to sand both the side skirts, the mirrors a little bit more from these divots. This piece of trim, the other one is sanded right there. So we got both the fenders, the front fenders, the rear fenders done. Basically the whole body of the car is done. I need a Bondo in the middle of here to fill my sunroof delete thing. Need to sand in here a little bit better on like this end. I did a little bit right here. And then around in here as well, got to sand this. Both of the doors are fully ready to go, sanded, everything is good. The trim 3M stuff is off. Got to do a little bit of sanding on the hatch, and got to sand the full rear bumper. So did a lot of work this weekend on sanding, but it still needs a lot more work. So I'm going to enjoy a little bit of my weekend without some work,